Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to the channel. Today we will be taking a look at the mechanics, the interactions between the cards, exploring the interactions between the cards for one of the decks that is going to be dropping in January. Series 12, Bandai has just released a ton of cards for us to review, to preview, to take a look before the launch of the set itself in January. Seriously, I've been playing this card game for quite some time, but this set takes me aback because of how crazy some of the interactions are. Yesterday on the way back, I was reading up on the cards, and I was reading up on Thurdos, right? For example, let's say Thurdos. And one of the cards just says, give your opponent's benefit. If your opponent does this, give your opponent this benefit. I was like, why do I want to give my opponent a card? Why do I want to make my opponent draw cards? Why do I want to give so much benefit to my opponent? And I just realized that because you are not playing that card in your battle area, you are playing that card in your opponent's battle area. So technically, you become your opponent's opponent. If that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, but it is very, very bonkers, very crazy, but at the same time, very exciting for us to explore. So if there is a deck, or if there is a set that warrants a breakdown and analysis on the mechanics of the different decks that is going to be coming up in Series 12 in January, this is going to be it. We are going to be starting with number 1 itself, so happen to be my favorite one. It is going to be Launch. Alright, so let's take a look at what does Launch do, what is the mechanics between Launch, and if you want to, this is definitely a video for people who are wanting to have a first taste, understand what the deck does so that you can know which is the deck that you want to get when Series 12 launch, if you are getting any at all. Alright, so let's take a look at the first one, Launch. And I guarantee you, your mind, it's gonna be blown. First one, Launch. Right off the bat, 5k, 10k leader because she's an Earthling, but at the same time, she has no awaken. So she does not awaken, she has no wishes, so she can't, but when she sneezes, she flips over. So you can flip her over all the time, and that's just so crazy. So what does she do? When you combo once per turn, you get to draw a card. It doesn't matter whether it's your turn, your opponent's turn, so you can do it. So you can combo your turn, draw a card, combo your opponent's turn, you get to draw a card. And also, when a card in your life is flipped over by one of your card skill, you get to draw a card and flip her over. But you can only do this once per turn, okay? But however, so basically that's it. So what happens when she flips over? Bam, she becomes this badass blonde. And what does she do? Her eyes turns green, her hair turns blonde, and then she has a very, very crazy attitude, and she's taking guns, grenades, and stuff like that. Really, really great character. When this card attacks, you get to choose one of your opponent's battle card, and it gets 5 minus 5k power for the turn. It's not battle card, correction, it doesn't matter if it's unison card, battle card, leader card, it doesn't matter. They get minus 5k for the battle. So she can, even though she swings at 10, she can hit a leader at 15. Really good, I like it. Once per turn, when you combo, you get to draw a card. And it's the same thing if one of your life gets flipped over by one of your card skill, you get to draw a card and flip her over, but you can only do this once per turn. So you can't flip it to the back side, to the back for the turn. Alright, so take note, because she can draw on both sides, basically that means you can combo, draw a card, flip something over, draw a card, flip a life over, flip her over, draw a card, combo again to draw a card. I believe that this deck itself has a lot of card drawing. Alright, so now some questions that we need to answer. The first one is, how do we flip a card over? What are the card skills that flip your card over? And also, what happens when a card is flipped over? Can we do some like a plays with it? What is the shenanigans, the mechanics of it? And the third one, which is very important, can we manipulate what is switched over? Alright, with that, I'm gonna answer the first question, the card skills that is gonna flip your card over. And I will have to bring you to my favorite card of the set. Look at that artwork, look at that face, that round face over there. It's gonna be Bulma in her spacesuit. I'm definitely gonna get a playset of this for it. If I can pre-release them also. So don't fight with me, guys. Don't get this. So it's cheaper for me to buy it. Blocker. Okay, she's really simple. So whenever she's a blocker. She's only 1k. Whenever a marker is removed from her, you get to choose one of you get to choose one card from your life, flip it over. That's it. At the end of the turn, if the card is still flip over, flip it down. Easy. And her +1 ability is this: take one card from your hand, put it into your life, take one card from your life, and put it back into your hands. Why do we have to do that? Simple. Because she can, number one, flip a card over so that your leader card could flip. And the second one is that she can manipulate the cards that is going to be flipped. Really good? Good. Let's go. And there are the other cards. I will be introducing you to the rest of the cards that can flip your life over. The first one is Bulma, Confident Friend. Very easy. When you play her, you get to draw a card. When you use her in a combo, you choose one card in your life and flip it over. If that card is still flip over at the end of the turn, you flip it back down. The second one is Launch, the Pure-Hearted. What does she do? Easy. When your leader card is a red Earthling card with 10k power less, when you use her in a combo, you flip one of the cards over. If the card is one of your life, over, and if the card is still face up, you flip it down at the end of the turn. But she also has a Activate Battle, which says that if this card is in your drop area, if you already use her, she can be recycled. If this card is in your drop area and your leader card is in 5k, that means your leader card is like her, the Demure side. You get to use her from your drop area to your battle area for combo. And if you use that, you flip one of the cards over, your leader flips over, but then at the end of the turn, she is sent to the warp. Okay, so you can use that only one time. Then you have an extra card to help you to do that, which is Hachu. Like me, all the time, my nose. When this card is a red Earthling only card, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle card, 10k or less, KO it, and then you choose combo up to one red launch in your drop area. So you could recycle your launch card. If there is a launch card in your drop area, you can use them to combo. When you combo, you get to draw a card, and at the same time, if you use one of your cards that flips it over, like for example, like this launch, you could draw one more card because the leader, it's definitely going to be flipping over. Okay, and then you have the launch, Browns County's most wanted. She is really like a badass. Critical 15k. Also, if your leader is flipped to the blonde side, the badass side, you can tap one and play her from your hands, and then when you play her, one of your opponent's battle card 15k or less and KO it. Just like that. Really cool. And Yamcha Righteous Onslaught. Their Bandai card designers are really following the theme, because Yamcha is being useless here. 4 or less, you get to draw a card when you combo. So it's basically the basic of the most basic combo. Alright, but because if it's used together with launch, you get to draw another extra card. Definitely there are better super combos out there. Okay, here we go. So now you know all the cards that has the ability to flip your card over so that your leader can flip over. So there's a lot of flipping. There's a lot of flipping in this deck. But what happens when the card is flipped over? What happened to the card? Why there is so many cards? It says at the end of the turn, if the card is still face up, you put it down. Because there are some cards when you flip it over, and if that is the card, you can do something with it. And these are the cards. The first one is Roshi. All of them have the same effect. So if this card is big flip up, if you flip the life up and it's one of this card, you can tap one and then you place the top card of your deck into your life. Yeah, so you replenish it and then you play the card on your battle area. You have to do both. You cannot put 2 cards in your life and don't play him. You cannot do that. You cannot put a card from your top deck into your life and don't play him. You cannot do that. So you have to play him. So the first one, Roshi, it's Blocker and Revenge. Then you have Tianqin Han, which is finally Tianqin Han in launch. So Tianqin Han is the same. You tap one and he is a double striker. And then you have Goku. Goku is critical. So Revenge Blocker, double striker, Goku, which is critical. If you tap one, if one of them it's big face up, and then you tap one, you get to play them. Yeah. And finally, we do have the SR for the set for launch, and it's a really powerful one because if this one is being faced up, instead of playing 1, you get to play. You have to tap 2. You play him. If your opponents activate a counter, do 1 damage to them. So this is not something like, you know, like King Piccolo, where there's a lot of restriction. Oh, if your opponent is 5 or less life, your opponent is 5 or more, 4 more life, 3 or more life. None of that nonsense. If your opponent would to activate something, a counter attack, counter play, they get 1 damage, 20k. Alright, it brings me to the last card that has been revealed for this set itself, not the set, the deck itself, which is Master Roshi Mafuba. This card, it's extremely strong. Counter attack, battle card. It can only be used in a battle card. When a battle card attacks, what happens here? When a battle card attacks, you negate the attack, then you place this card on top of that battle card. The battle card is not treated as a battle card for 1 entire turn until the end of your next turn. That means if the card has triple attack, double attack, dual attack, it doesn't matter. If that card has activate battle, activate this and that, it doesn't matter. It will not count because once you negate the attack, that battle card ceases to exist for your opponent's turn and for your turn until the end of your next turn. That's crazy. That's really good. Very, very powerful negate. So basically this is the deck itself, and so something like in summary, this deck itself, I believe there's going to be a lot of card draw. I don't know, I have not play tested it. However, at the same time, it's going to be a very fun mechanics because there's a lot of flipping. You can flip your opponents off, you can flip your cards off, you can do whatever you want. So there's a lot of flipping in this deck itself. The point of concern here is two. The first one is Bulma. I don't know how to keep this card alive if she's like 1k. And look at the face. People would want to swing against this card. Yep. So they want to take it out. But you have a lot of cards that helps you. I'm not too sure if there is a unison mechanics that there is a mechanics in the deck that is going to recycle her so that you can play her from the drop area. So to keep her alive, it's going to be very difficult. And she seems to be the only card so far that I see that can manipulate what is flipped in your life. So if this deck itself, I want to have more cards to manipulate the card that is in your life, because then your deck becomes more and more consistent. There can be a setup. If it's going to be random, then it really limits what this deck can do. Alright, but this is my take on launch itself. I'm going to do like most probably I'm going to do the rest of them as much as possible. So guys, if you want to see something here, if you want to see a leader being broken down, just let me know down in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. If not, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for listening. If you're staying so far, you deserve a clap. Hit that likes button, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate that a lot. See you guys in the next video. Alright, ciao, bye.